real as it gets.
Hey, this is Marcia Prince, IFBB Bikini Pro and Guest Berry Nutrition spokesmodel, and you are listening to the UCW radio show, In Your Face.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
You're listening to UCW Radio.
In your face.
Give it to me, baby.
All right, welcome to the UCW radio show, and I am excited. We have a great guest lined up. He's waiting to come on the show. Look, in the world of sports, you have some classy, pay-it-forward type of people. They have that pay-it-forward mentality. You know, they achieved success. They got the notoriety. They got the publicity. They became celebrities, sports celebrities. And they have it in their mind, I guess, from their upbringing or how they are as a person, to give back to the community, to the youth. And our next guest is one of those people. He was a former safety for the New York Jets. Join me in welcoming none other than Mr. 21, Victor Green. Hey, Victor, welcome to the UCW radio show. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, Lou. How about yourself, man?
Doing well. I want to thank you for taking time out to come on the show. It does mean a lot to me, you know, because you're one of the you're one of those good guys in sports, and I like to have people like that on the show.
Well, I appreciate you having me, Lou. It means a lot, and you know, we try to, you know, go out there and do the right thing and give back to the community, man. So that's what, you know, how I was brought up, and that's how I try to live. So appreciate you.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic, you know, and I love the fact that you're doing that, because I believe in this pay it forward mentality. You know, you gain success, you think good things happen to you, and paying it forward is an obligation. It shouldn't be a task. And you just
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, Lou. You know, and it's almost like an obligation that I think we all have, and you know, I think if everybody had that type of mentality, I think the world would be a much better place than it is right now. You know, I think this world is a take type of world and a mentality, man. So I think once we start switching that mentality to that pay it forward type mentality, I think you'll see a lot better people, people in better places. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's why I want to go out there and do things with my charity. So hopefully people can do the same.
Yeah, and you have a lot of stuff going on, and we're going to get to it piece by piece, because I want our listeners to really absorb everything we're talking about. Because you're on this show. This is not a your typical NFL type of show. You know, we bring inspirational people on here, and your story is inspirational. You know, you went from you were playing college ball. And you went to the NFL. You were undrafted. You went into the NFL as an undrafted free agent.
That's right, Lou, man. You know, I came up the hard way, man. You know, that's kind of my life story. You know, coming up, you know, and doing things, you know, not necessarily the right way, but you know, taking that long hard road, and you know, coming up and going through to University of Akron and being undrafted and really got to look over your shoulders every day, because you never know when that tap was coming. Like, hey, right. Can I see you in my office? So it was it definitely was a humbling experience, not being drafted after you thought you told to be, projected to be drafted. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you had to come in with that mentality where, you know, I'm not ready to go home. And that's the type of mentality I played with for my 12 years. And, you know, I thought it was pretty successful.
Yeah, but no one handed you anything on a silver platter either, Victor. You know, you from the time you were, I guess, going to high school, and you were running track and you were playing basketball, everything else, you had to fight even to get to college and go beyond that.
Well, you know, I mean, that's everybody has a story, Lou. You know, everybody can say, hey, when I was in, the ninth grade, this coach came up to me. Everybody got a story, but, you're absolutely right. I mean, I had to work. You know, my mom was a working mom, and and she was, hours. Come home late at night and trying to fix 6 of us meals. And so seeing that every day and want it better for my life and my mom and my kids. I had to have a different mentality than way my mom. It was like, you go to work, you cook, you clean, and that's it. I'm making this, and that's all I can make. And I didn't want that for my life, Lou. And so I had to really buckle down school-wise and look at life a little differently, and it worked out for me.
I mean, look, when you went to school, you didn't just go to school saying, okay, I'm going to play football, make my money, and have that type of life. You went to school, you educated yourself. You got 2 degrees, man, in political science, criminal justice. That's pretty impressive.
Well, and that just goes back to, what I was talking about, a second ago, is just, about having that plan and having some goals and dreams, that I wanted to achieve. And, getting a degrey and obviously going to college, getting a degree was obviously part of that plan. And without that, I wouldn't be, have much success. So, I pride myself on my papers, and, I don't want to go back to school. I'm done with that unless I'm forced to. But I'm happy to went into the political science, criminal justice background. I learned a lot in law enforcement and that whole field. So I feel like I learned something through my 4 years of college. And being drafted in the NFL, a lot of us kind of lose sight of that degree, or you lose what our dream and focus were really about. But we always have that. You take that education now, you apply to your business and your life after football, and that's what I've done.
No, I think you've done, an amazing job, because, look, when you and I met face to face, and I told you this when I met you, that you're humble, okay, and you can be cocky as all hell if you think about it. You've achieved a lot of things in professional football, in the NFL, especially with specifically with the Jets. But you're just a humble guy, and that comes across. And see people that are like that do achieve a lot, great things and are humble. That just shows their upbringing. That just shows their mentality. That just shows who they really are inside. And I commend you on that, because kids look up to people like you.
Right. Well, I appreciate it, Lou. And with me, what you see is what you get. And it's not a front with me. But I am cocky and I am competitive now, Lou. Don't get that twisted.
No.
But I try to treat people the way that I would like to be treated. And I think if you do that, and I think, you'll have more friends, and you'll get more things done. And I truly believe that. So, when you can be one arm, one leg, one eye, whatever it is, if I meet you, you're going to get my absolute best. You know what I mean? And I hope that I can take that person in now. If they was a bad person, they can rub off, or I can rub off on them. And that's, again, that's go back to, I think, pay it forward and treat people right and doing the right thing, then, this world could be a much better place, man. So, I just try to pride myself on just being a good person. I'm not always doing the right thing. I'm not perfect, but I try to do the right thing. I try to treat people nicely, and I think that's what people appreciate.
Well, you know what? You're being 100% upfront, and the reality is, Victor, we're all flawed in some way. No one's perfect. So if we were perfect, we wouldn't be here. We would be way upstairs, and we're not. No one's perfect.
There's only one perfect person in this world, man, and we know what he did, giving his life for us, man. So. But a lot of people can look at you and say, your life is perfect, you are perfect, and I'll be the first to tell you, no, I'm not, and no, it's not. But I'm gonna work hard for what I have, and and I'm gonna try to help the next man achieve his goal. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help him out. I was never the type of guy that have climbed the ladder and somebody reaching their hand out for me, and I just keep going up the ladder because it's not all about me. You know, it's about a team collectively, you know, trying to achieve one goal, and that's success. And that's what I'm all about, man. So, you know, again, that's the way I try to, you know, I mean, you know, you can ask 100 people about me, and I think you'll get the same story, you know, and I'm really proud about that.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything less, you know. And look, let me ask you a question, just on the sports end. You played for the Jets for about 10 years, okay?
Right.
In that time, you set a team record, 20 tackles, okay? I mean, that's an amazing thing. Now, during your time there, I mean, did you ever think that you were going to go play for another team?
I really didn't, Lou. I mean, I really, you know, when I came into the league, I had a few goals and that I set for myself. You know, by my fourth year in the league, fifth year, I wanted to make the Pro Bowl. You know, I wanted to at least play on one team 10 years. That was another, because I know how volatile this league, you know, are with players, and that was one of my goals. You know, win a Super Bowl. You know, and I was able to only achieve one of those, Lou, and I was playing with one team for a long time. So I credit that to a lot of, you know, things of how I conducted myself. It was one game away, you know, one half away in '98 from going to the Super Bowl, and I think for the Pro Bowl, you know, I should have made it, you know, 3 or 4 years. But you know, that's another story. But I do pride myself and with free agency and able to go through 5, 6 different head coaches actually through my time with the Jets, and I think that speaks for itself.
Yeah, no, that definitely does. You know, I mean, you being able to deal with all that and continue to forge forward, you know, just again shows your character. You know, a lot of people, and I don't care whether it's sports, business, whatever it is, when you go through all that change, it can actually, you know, kind of your vision can get a little, I guess, clouded with what your goals are. But you made it through, and you did your thing, and you played. Actually, you did play for some teams. They won the Super Bowl after your time, but they did well, you know, with the Patriots and the Saints.
Right, absolutely, and you know, and you know, the way I played, and like I said, I was, you know, with multiple coaches, but you know, it goes back to, for me, you know, even though I was started 7 years of my time with the Jets, you know, every single year I was looking over my shoulders. You know, I came in with the mentality was nobody was going to outwork me. Nobody was going to take my job. And that's how I went in the off season, then I came into the season with that mentality, and I never got my job taken. You know, they brought in safety year after year, you know, to try to replace me, and they still haven't to this day. You know, have replaced a number 21 with the Jets, and you know, and again, that goes back to the type of work that I've done. You know, the type of, you know, the way the fans appreciated me and what I gave them out on that field, 110%. And so I'm real proud about my career. Yeah, I didn't make the Super Bowl or the Pro Bowl. Am I disappointed about it? I wouldn't say disappointed, but you know, whenever you set your goals or your life out to be a certain way or to achieve certain things, you kind of feel like you didn't achieve everything you wanted. But I had a great life, I had a great career, and I have a great family. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm very happy. And I think that's what matters most to me.
Well, I mean, no one's going to take that away from you, Victor, because the reality is, you know, you have how many hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of kids that dream about playing for the NFL. Okay, you did it, but you did it the right way, because look, you have some players when they retire, you know, they really don't. After the game's over, the music stops for them. And that didn't happen for you. You wanted to do some good things. You went out and you started the Victor Green Foundation.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I started that in '94, a year after me coming into the NFL, Lou. And you know, then from a small town, and you have a lot of kids that don't have a whole lot. And, I wanted to do something that's called Professional Partners for Youth Development, and it's an after-school program where, we have tutoring programs to get kids, after school to make sure that they're understanding what they bring home in their work. We're teaching kids trades and understanding once you do graduate from college or high school that, a lot of these kids won't go to college, and that was just the truth of the matter of it. But, getting them in a trade and helping them to understand how to do bank statements and, do have bank accounts, those things is important for a small town where I'm from. And that's what I wanted to help, these kids understand that, no matter what their circumstances are, no matter if you set your mind to do something, you can be successful at it. Whether it's a janitor, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a police officer, whatever it is, you can be successful if you have your dreams and goals and priorities set in a way where, I did this, because everybody's not going to be an NFL player, baseball, basketball, a professional athlete. But the truth of the matter is everybody can be successful. Whatever that job is you work for it. You love it, you go out there and do it, and you make it yours. You own it.
Right.
And I can tell you what, you can move up the ladder no matter what the job is. You start one way, but you finish another. And that's what I try to teach my kids, in this foundation, and my own kids, and as they going through life. Because again, we all got a path. We all got a path that we gonna take, and we can take the long road. Sometimes we can take the shorter road. But God got a path for all of us. But if we do the thing the right way, and we try to do it the way it should be done, again, you can be a trash man. Okay, you start at $10 an hour. Hey, in 15 years you can be at $40 an hour. Who's to say that you can't? But you can be successful at whatever you do, and I think that's at the end of the day, no matter what it is, that's the bottom line.
And what's amazing to me, Victor, is that you got you started with the Jets, and a year later you're starting this foundation to help others. And I'm going to say that probably is attributed, to your mom. She probably kind of molded you that way to help people.
Man, I love my mom, man. That's, when I used to, it was really hot down in South Georgia. It's like a couple hours south of Atlanta, and it's usually like 10 degrees warmer there, like closer to Florida. And I remember just running in the hot heat. I mean, the heat index probably 115, and with my shirt off, and people like, man, you crazy. You know what? I saw my mom work really hard, and I wanted to really take care of her. I really did. I wanted to, first of all, a lot of people, well, you can't make it. A lot of people out of America couldn't make it, and they didn't because they had that mentality. But again, going back, to what I wanted, my dreams, my goals, my, things that I wanted for myself and my family. And my mom is a big influence. I mean, I just talked to her yesterday, and she hurt her leg, so I hope she's okay. But it is a contributor to my mom because, I wanted better, and I wanted kids to have better. Everybody's not going to have the same life as Victor Green and a lot of people out there, but you can have your life. You can have your life. And if your life is what it is, then make it what it is and make it the best you can be.
And she put that no quit mentality inside of you, because you had to keep fighting for what you wanted.
I got to owe it all to her, man. I really do. I remember borrowing money for me to take the Greyhound back to school. To come home on a Greyhound and back to school. She had to go borrow money to do that. And I see all this, man. All this still stick to me today. And there's no way that I'm going to fail at anything that I do. Because, I see, even when I was with the Jets, man, let me just tell you how when I'm with the Jets, I'm walking, it's like, we're on tour days, and I'm walking to practice, from the dorms, and it's probably about 7:30. But you know what I see over to the field next to us?
What's that?
College kids, making no money, out on the field already.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to be out there since probably 6:30. And I always think about, I said, you know what? These kids out there, before I even get to work, and they don't make any money, what do I have to complain about?
Mm-hmm.
So little things like that always stuck with me. I always find something to get me that extra edge, man, to keep pushing on, man, to keep pushing on. And my mom was one of those for me. And I picked something from my career, my life, whatever, just to keep pushing, man, because it's not always going to be pretty. It's always not all going to be sunny days, man. But I tell you what, if you push through far enough, that sun will come.
Yeah.
That sun will come, man.
Well, you have to keep fighting, and I want to give well wishes to your mom, and hopefully you want her leg to heal quick, so she can get out there and
Yes.
so she can get out there and do her thing. Because I'm sure her sitting on a chair watching TV is not how she likes doing things.
She ain't gonna sit down. You believe that? I talked to her yesterday. She's all going round and round. Yeah, she ain't sit down, man. I just see she is. She like me. I just can't sit down either, man. I'm like in my house. I'm swinging a club, or putting, or working out down in the basement. I'm doing something, man. It's like at night when I get a chance to sit down, and that's the only time. During the day, I'm gone. I'm probably burning 2,000 calories, 2,500 calories a day, just going. I just me, man. I just hate sitting around.
Yeah, well, that's a good attribute without a doubt, because it just keeps you going, keeps you busy, keeps you focused. And anyone that I know that has any type of success in their lives, they're the same way. They're always pushing themselves, going and pushing, because you're not going to settle for even the success you have. You're not going to settle for that, because still that's not good enough, and it has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with the point that you have to take the opportunity and make the most of it as long as you can.
Well, that's all, when I go speak to kids, man, and it's always sound like a cliche, but I was like, always set goals and dreams for yourself. Mm-hmm. Because when you stop, now you start regressing. That things continue to just spirals out of control. As long as you set goals and dreams, you got something that you're trying to achieve and reach for, you're going to always keep going. You're going to always keep building. Mm-hmm. Never settle. Never get complacent in life, man, because once you do, it's downhill from there.
Yeah, it's over.
And you just got to just keep building, man. Keep making goals and dreams. And like I said, you may not reach, reach the star, but you're going to reach something up there. Yeah. And if you just keep believing that, then, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. If anything, a long time ago, someone really successful, I was talking to him. He told me this. He said, you know what? He said, when you're going through life and you say that you achieved enough and you're done, he said, guess what? I said, what? Then you're done. Why are you living life? You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going and making things happen. That's what I've always done. See, that's why you and I have a lot in common, Victor, and that's why I like talking to you. But what we need to do right now, we have to take a quick break, but we're gonna come back on the show with you, and we're gonna talk about 21 Blitz, Class Act Sports, and we're gonna get into all that stuff because our listeners need to know the projects that you're working on, because again, you're all over the place. If we had 10 hours to talk, we still wouldn't be able to fit all that in. All right, but we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back on the UCW radio show with the former New York Jet, Victor Green, number 21.
Thought I could live for days on the sky. everyone knows about Lincoln. It just hasn't been a relevant brand. So all we had to do was introduce great new products like the new MKZ and an all-new dealership experience, and we're off to the races. Well, outside of North America, the market we're really focused on now is China. We've announced just recently that Lincoln will go to China in 2014, and we'll have an exclusive dealer network that only sells Lincoln and a world-class experience. One of the reasons why Chinese are so interested in Lincoln is it has such a beautiful 90-year history. They really want to know more about Lincoln. They love authentic luxury brands like Lincoln that have a beautiful past.
Tonight, we continue a tradition here at the White House by honoring some extraordinary people who've no business being on the same stage together. We've got Buddy Guy sitting next to Dustin Hoffman. We've got Dave Letterman alongside one of the greatest ballerinas of all time. I don't think Dave dances. All three living members of Led Zeppelin in one place. So this is a remarkable evening, and it speaks to something that has always made this country great. The idea that here in America, more than any other place on earth, we are free to follow our own passions, explore our own gifts, wherever they may lead us, and people from all around the world come here to make sure that they too can provide us the incredible gifts that they have. Tonight's honorees didn't just take up their crafts to make a living. They did it because they couldn't imagine living any other way. And that passion took each of them from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of their profession. And tonight, in the People's House, we have a chance to say thank you.
All right, welcome back to the UCW Radio Show. We're here with the former New York Jet, Victor Green, number 21. Victor, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of inspirational stories coming from you, man, and I got to say I appreciate you as a person. Forget about the sports. As a person, I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate it, Lou, and that means a lot, man, because, I heard something that Rodney Harrison was saying today. Do you care about respect and for people respect you? You don't live your life for people to respect you, but, having respect among your peers, I think is crucial. I think it's big, because I have guys still to this day call me for advice. I mean, NFL guys that call to check on me. I mean, that's important to me, not important to me, but that means a lot to me because that means that people respect you, respect your time, respect and value your opinion. And so respect to me is, I think if you can have that, throughout life and, from your peers and people that even you don't know but just heard you speak or, heard you introduce yourself or whatever it is, I think that's big.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you have that impression that you leave on people, and I said this earlier in the show, that's the impression that you left on me when I met you, and I said, I like you as a person. Okay, and some people I say, you know what, I don't like, and I really don't think I'm going to call you, but have a nice day, but I just, it's just something about you, the aura, which is great, and I said earlier that, sometimes people, like NFL players, you have someone that'll go play the game, they retire, and they could have been on top of their game, the biggest thing in the world, then all of a sudden, there's no backup plan. There's nothing going on other than that, and they fall by the wayside. And I'll share this story real quick. But I remember I was driving, and this was I think in 2002 or something like that. I'm driving. I go to a gas station where I used to live, and I run into Mark Gastineau, and I was like shocked. And I had my Steeler jacket. As you know, I'm a Steeler fan, so. I'm not going to wear a Jet thing, but, just looking at him and seeing how he fell from grace, saddened me because he shouldn't have been in that position. Okay, and I wish that more players would look at you as an example and say, you know what, there's a life after sports. There's a life after the NFL. We can do a lot of things, and you are doing stuff, and we're going to get into this right now with your 21 Blitz.
Well, 21 Blitz is my wine, and it's a Chevignon Blanc, Napa Valley, Diamond Mountain. And how I got into wine, Salvatore Ferragamo, is a good friend of mine, and I met him back in '06. And, him and I got to know each other, and I went out to Italy, and, I just man, you need your own wine. I said, man, Ronnie, well, help me with it, So at that point, I wasn't really into wine, I didn't drink. I drank white wine, that was it. It was like Kenneth Jackson Riesling and Chateau Saint Michel, the sweet stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's why I got into making my first white, because I couldn't drink red. Mm-hmm. And since then, came out with the red wine, and we did a playbook wine series that we call it, where we did a wine label for all 32 NFL teams. We can't use their name per se, but all the colors of your favorite team is on the label of our wine bottles. And on the back of the wine bottles are actual NFL history of that franchise, and it was a very unique concept. And all my labels are X's and O's: football for the men, hugs and kisses for the women. So I like that concept. And, nice. And going back to the 21 Blitz, that was actually a play designed for me, and that's why I called 21 Blitz. And when I played for the Jets, and so I just kept it with that football theme, and and it's very successful. We got the championship series wine, mm-hmm. That every team that's in the Super Bowl, NBA Finals, etc., will do a championship series wine for that team. The San Francisco Giants wine just came out, and I'm excited about that, and the Detroit Tigers wine, so we got those ready to go. So, it's it's a wine thing. We're in probably about 75 retail stores. Mm-hmm. We have a national account with Buffalo Wild Wings. We just nabbed, which I'm very excited about that. So, it's really going in the right direction, man. So, you people, you fans out there, go to my website, VictorBGreen.com. We'll be changing that website, but right now you can purchase it from my website. They can just click online and just make your purchase. So I'm really excited about this new venture in my wine, man, and I'm looking to continue to add.
Yeah, but it's an interesting concept, because maybe a lot of people don't know this, but there are stats out there. Since you're a sports guy, an athlete, stats mean a lot when you're playing in the NFL. Okay, now in as far as beverages are concerned, there's a greater percentage of people drinking wine that are watching the NFL than beer. So if that's the case, you're a very smart guy, Victor, because I think you're going to capitalize on that market.
More importantly than that, Lou, you got a lot of women, and more women drink wine than men. So for that market alone, women really love the wine. They like the sophistication of it, and we're in a great market. The marketing concept is brilliant. Nobody else has done it. So we're in the right place right now. Like anything else, when it first hit in the market, it's going to be really hot. But just like anything new, people are always a little leery of it. But we're on cutting edge of really having something really special, and people is really catching on to it.
Well, I think it's pretty cool, because look, if a guy is going to go, have dinner with his wife or his girlfriend, and he wants to buy a bottle of wine, you know what? Get some 21 Blitz. It's a cool bottle. You're walking out, get my 21 Blitz. You go there, and actually the girl can do the same thing, and maybe impress the guy. So it's a pretty cool concept. I like it.
It is. I mean, it's Christmas coming up. It's a great gift, especially for the football lover, man or woman, and they can give them out as a gift. And I think if they do that, I think the man, again, other woman would be very excited to get a bottle of their favorite team colors, for Christmas or birthday or whatever the special occasion may be.
And that's the thing with 21 Blitz. If you have like a Steeler fan like myself, if you have a Jet fan, a Giant fan, whatever fan you are, if you're passionate, a Patriot fan, you're passionate about your team, and you want to, if you know someone that's passionate, you want to get them a gift, and you don't know what you're not going to get them a helmet, you're not going to get them a coat, this and that. You want to get them a gift that you can actually enjoy with them. Then you got to get a case of 21 Blitz, and I think that would work well for any big fan like that.
Absolutely, man. Go with every occasion. Rain, hot, snowy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We got one for all occasions. So, and then the thing about our wine too, they all, Robert Parker Rayan, which is a wine advocate that rates their wine. So when you go in the stores and see 90 points, 92 points, or whatever it is, that's pretty unique to have that guy, rate your wine. So they all Robert Parker rated, and it tastes good. I mean, it's some really, really good wine. And that's always the key, because you can have the brilliant concept, but when somebody put it in their mouth and they frown it out, that's not a good look.
Right? Yeah. No, without a doubt. And I've heard nothing but good things about 21 Blitz. And and I do urge anyone out there that if you're a sports fan or someone that is a heavy sports fan, even if they're not so heavy, this is a great gift. There's a novelty too, because when you're done with the bottle, you can go display it. It's cool to have a playbook on the bottle and just put it on your shelf.
Absolutely. It's definitely a mantelpiece, and like I say, you got the history of that franchise that you may not have known, that goes way back. So it's a very unique concept. It's a very cool piece, and it's some great wines. So 21 Blitz, Playbook Tailgate wine, Championship Series wine. I think you can't go wrong with either of them, and they're all great gifts.
Okay, now let me ask you a question, Victor. What about champagne?
We haven't had any. We've been. People been, women, a lot of women like the sweeter, type stuff. I guess I can't even think of the name right now, but it's that real sweet type of wine.
Oh, the Moscato type of wine?
Stuff. Yeah, the Moscato, yeah. And, people say, why don't you make some of this? Because I can't drink wine, but I like the Moscato because it's sweet. We haven't gotten into that right now. I'm a believer is, do what you believe in, follow your business model. And, so once this model that we have take off and we're successful in it, then, we may look into something like that. But, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. So, first thing first, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, well, look, 21 Blitz, the wine brand, with what you have going on. I mean, look, for Christmas gifts is fantastic. Super Bowl's coming up. Definitely, you gotta jump on this if you're having a classy Super Bowl party. This is the type of wine you want there. You don't want any other label. You don't want Bola there. You want a good classy wine in 21 Blitz. Victor, I think this is a fantastic concept, man. I really don't see how this can't blow up in a big way.
Well, again, it just come down to, when people taste it, because when they see it, non-sports fans, the first thing you hear, is it a gimmick wine? Well, here, put some in your mouth. It's a Robert Parker rating. It's a good wine. Well, where's it from now? Now the conversation changed, man. So we're real excited about it, Lou, and there's no question in my mind that it's going to be a very, very hot item in the next few months. That is going to be out there and to continue to get out there, and so it's something that we're excited about, man. So I'm just looking forward to the growth.
Yeah, well, I see that happening. I wouldn't be shocked if you had NFL teams themselves buying this stuff to put in the boxes. I think
that was my idea when I came out with. Is for NFL teams, and that still, hopefully is get to that plan where all 32 NFL teams want that wine and the wine colors, and and it's game over. if that happens. So, so that's still a inspiration of mine. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop there. It's not only the NFL. You can do Major League Baseball, soccer. You can do anything. You can do tennis if you wanted to. You can do any type of sports because it's not a gimmick wine. This is actually really high quality wine, and it's just this is part of you that's on the bottle. That's why you have this going on.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Again, it's for all labels, and actually we just started doing a college wine. We call it a Playbook Alumni Series. So we just did our first Virginia Tech and West Virginia Mountaineer. So we very excited about going into the college realm now with our Playbook wine. So it don't stop, bro. It's always something that's going to continue to prosper, continue to evolve, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I tell you this much: with this fiscal cliff we're facing, you know that when people face adversity, they need a relief. They need something to escape, and I think this wine is one of the things they should be looking at.
Escape monster, man. Escape monster.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Now, yeah, you have two more projects that you're actually working on, which amazes me because these aren't small projects. They're big things. You have Class Act Sports. Now, why don't you tell us what's going on with that?
Well, Class Act Sports, and me and Jared Ginsburg, and it's a sports site where we interview celebrities. And we promote the positive that they do in the communities. As I'm sure you see on all these ESPN and all these different sports networks, the negative that these celebrities and athletes, they're getting out there. You know what I mean? But you do not see any of them talking about anything positive. You don't see any charitable, talked about or given on any of these networks. Mm-hmm. So we want to really promote these guys, because there are hundreds and thousands of guys in their spare time giving their time to their charity to help others in need. Mm-hmm. And I think, our website do a great job in putting that out there, taking these fans beyond the game, behind the scenes, into what these guys are really about. Mm-hmm. What did you do yesterday, man? What you all about? Why are you getting into this charity? You know what I mean? And then we'll get into their career. So, we take that fan into that person's lives that they can have an inside look of what that guy's about. Forget about, we did a thing with Centennial Holmes, but they don't know that he do something with sickle cell, anemia, and kids with Down syndrome. Mm-hmm. I mean, autism. And, and that's a great thing, man. He's very competitive out there, and he got a bad name for being competitive, but this guy is giving up his time, his money to help these different charities, man, and it's Class Act Sports is there to capture that. Right. And ClassActSports.com, y'all go to it, check out these guys. We've done over 80 events. We interviewed over 700 celebrities, and we got an event this weekend down in Florida doing Bob Beamer's event, Olympic gold medalist. So, we're really excited about this project, man. And again, it goes back to helping promote, giving back, promote these guys and these charities, man. So, guys, y'all make sure y'all check it out. Continue to go to the site, make it a favorite, pass it on to your friends. We always see, go to YouTube, Gangnam Style. He got almost 1 billion views. Really? A billion views on somebody dancing.
That's crazy.
You can't understand what they saying half of the time, but you got something positive in Class Act Sports where you promoting these charities. People, pass that around. Send it out to all these. I got my kids. Hey, watch this video. Like, really? I don't want to watch that. Go to my site and pass that around to your friends. Then come talk to me. You know what I mean? So spread something that's positive. But the negative always spread, and that's enough of that.
Well, that's because negativity is like cancer, and people, just like the media, they'll go and they'll put, you put on the news, I have to change the channel because, like, one bad thing after another. I'm like, did anyone do anything good today? it kills me, but what you're doing, you're showing the good that people do in sports. Okay,
Right.
and I think that's fantastic because you're right. Santonio Holmes, I like him. I like him because he brought a ring to my boys. But he's done some great things off the field, and that's where your value comes. Like you've done a lot of great things, Victor, off the field. A lot of players out there are doing that. You just don't hear about it because it's not deemed newsworthy.
Exactly. It's not. It ain't what's going to sell. But if Victor Green go get arrested right now, I haven't had ESPN call me, but I guarantee you, I'm up on their screen. You see me on their little sidebars there. As the next upcoming topic that they're talking about, you're going to see it. Okay, but you really want to talk about something, call me about Class X Sports and start putting some positive on your broadcast system there. And then, I think you get even more followers. Yeah. You know what I mean? But let's change this mindset of this world and stop dealing with all this foolishness and start promoting something that's positive. Yeah. Everything is so negative, man. Change your thought process. Pass some good stuff around to people. Get some people good to look at. And until that change again, man, we as people, we just going to continue to just go. Just go with the flow, fill our mind with all this foolishness, and we just going to be there. It's about me.
Well, the thing I like about what you're doing with Class X Sports, and you're absolutely correct with that, it becomes a thing that, people want to see the bad. They want to see this. They want to see that. What you're doing with Class X Sports that I like is that you're showing this positive side. Now, it's not just to say, hey, look at like I'm looking at your site now, look at Bill Belichick, and this is what he did, whoop-de-doo-wee. No, it's about showing what he's doing, showing what's going on. This is stuff that he does off the field, and you know what? Kids, watch this. This is what you should be doing. This is an example, because we have to do stuff for the youth of this country, because there's a breakdown. There's a definite breakdown with the youth, and it's scary. Because these are our next leaders, Victor, and it's really scary because they're not getting guided in the right way. But I'm happy that you're doing your part to help show them the positive side of sports.
Right, and that's what it's all about, man. So it's just promoting the positive, and I think that's the easy way to say it. I mean, we dealing with, from guys like Marshall Falk, Joe Namath, Dr. J. We got the top of the top athletes out there that we've interviewed, that come and support these different charities, man. So your favorite athlete, if you want to find him, go to classactsports.com. And a high percentage of the time you're going to see them on our site. So, we just got to continue to just believe in each other, believe in the positive, man, and promote. And the Class X will do that, and we're going to continue to do it.
Well, you're going to continue to do it, and you're doing a great thing. And now you have another project that's going to be forthcoming in the next couple of weeks. What do you have going on, Victor?
Coach by Pros, man. It's a platform, to promote. It's two things, One outlet is it's an outlet to where pros can make extra money off the field. They're not playing, they're retired. They can make extra money off the field by evaluating high school kids via internet. So now if your kid, is really inspired to go to college, and he needs a pro to evaluate his game tape, he can upload it onto our site. He can go on, if he's a running back, click on Curtis Martin or Jerome Bettis or whoever we have on there, and those guys will evaluate and give their analysis on what they feel and think that kid needs to improve on. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to launch with like 50 guys that we have up on the site, that we will have up on the site in the coming weeks. And I'm really excited about this because, again, it's going back to helping kids, finding a way for these kids to be successful. So if these analyses from these pros can help these guys get more recommendation and get a scholarship, then, hey, we're doing our job again.
Yeah, but I think that's fantastic, because how often do you have a kid that's in high school and he's looking to, go to college, or he's in college and he's looking to do whatever, and he needs someone to give him input. Maybe his coach isn't giving him what he needs. How often can you go to someone, a legend, go to the bus, or go to Curtis Martin and go there and say, look, how am I doing? And can I do something different? Can I make it better? And get that advice from them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they don't have that. And when they go to these football camps, Peyton Manning camp, or Victor Green or whatever, you have a few guys there. But those guys, a lot of them not skilled in every position that you may need help in. You may be a receiver, but it may be everybody that's there but a receiver. Mm-hmm. So you can go to this site and find, 4 or 5 different receivers that you can choose from to evaluate you. And I think that's important going forward for these kids, because, Louis, I'm sure you play sports. I play sports. We didn't have that growing up. We didn't have anybody we can go to. We didn't have really, no relative play football. I know I didn't, a professional athlete at the time. Mm-hmm. So, so it's a great thing for these kids, and our parents, really go there and look at these players and have your kid go to these sites, coachedbypros.com, and I think you'll be excited about what you find.
Well, Victor, when you and I we're the same age, so growing up, the internet wasn't there until the early to mid '90s. Okay, so we didn't have these opportunities that the kids have now. And to go to coachedbypros.com and for a kid to go on there and be evaluated, because you're right, going to a camp, you can have the Victor Green, or as you said, the Peyton Manning camp. Peyton Manning, he's a quarterback. He can only guide you so much. You need someone that's proficient on the line, someone that's a proficient receiver, safety, this, that. And if you have guys that are actually that, and that was their job for whatever amount of years, you're getting the best of the best, and you're getting that advice. So I think that, parents out there, you're listening to this show, if you have a kid, one of your kids are looking, and being a professional athlete is in their dream. You go to coachedbypros.com, check it out, because I think this will be a big help, for your kids moving forward.
Absolutely, absolutely, and everybody's not going to be that 5-star athlete. The athlete where Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, whatever school that that recruit these 5-star athletes. A lot of these players, they're gonna have to send their tape in. Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to go to these different schools, like, hey, to watch my film. But they got recommendations, and they got film analysis from NFL players. Mm-hmm. Then that gonna mean something to these coaches that eventually open your tape, watch it, read your analysis, and you just never know. Never know.
So they get an actual analysis, that they can bring to the school that they're applying to.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
That's a game changer, Victor. That's a big game changer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna have 6 criteria for every pro that watch their kids' film. There's gonna be 6 criteria that a summary that pro got to speak about that kid. Mm-hmm. So when that kid gets that analysis and that summary back from that pro, then they're gonna have a good idea of what they need to work on. We're gonna be very constructive. But we're going to be, it's kids. So we're going to be fair and very positive in our output, in our summary. So, it's going to be constructive, but it's going to be fair and what you really need to work on. And we're also going to show what he's good at as well.
And the coach by pros can go beyond the NFL. It can go beyond football. It can hit baseball. It can golf. It can be anything.
Everything, and it's going to go there. But again, we got to start somewhere.
Of course,
and this is where we start. We want to see how this goes, and then we'll go to the other sports as well.
Yeah.
And nobody else is doing this again. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is doing class act sports. Nobody have X's and O's on their wine bottle. So some things that is brand new that nobody else is doing, that I want people to really understand and grab a hold on to something that's going to be real and going to be out for a long time.
Well, if you're innovative. You're innovative, Victor. I mean, from the wine to what you're doing with Class Act to what you're doing with Coach by Pros, these are things, and you're right, that really no one's doing out there. You know, when you see athletes, and, you know, you have a whole roster of athletes, you see stuff out there, you know, I mean, they're retired players, so on and so forth, baseball, football, this and that. You know, they're out there and they're doing, you know, different type of gigs to make $1, okay, as opposed to doing something that, I mean, for them, you know, they'll get paid for it, but at the same time, geez, you're doing something that you love to do, while you were playing, and you still have the opportunity to help a kid to move forward in their life just by, you know, giving them this analysis, saying, you know what, don't do this, do this. They do it, all of a sudden, that can change their life.
Absolutely, and you know, and again, that's going back to what I've talked about, changing people's lives, man. Wow. Changing people's lives, you know, helping this kid get into college from something that he stepped out and was able to get, you know, constructive criticism for somebody who's done that at their pinnacle. And that's what it's about, man. Somebody just going that extra step, that extra yard to be better. Okay, are you out on the field after practice doing sprints? You know, doing the sled. You know, or you're after school studying that extra, you know, math equation. All right, or going that extra yard to try to make sure you get in college and getting whatever you can get to send to these schools, and it's a process in life, man. And you know, sometimes it takes, you know, pay a little extra money to get there. But if it's something that's positive and it's something that you can benefit for, you know, every kid, every person, whatever it is, you got to look into it.
Well, all I know is when you have kids spending $100, $200 on a pair of sneakers, yeah, you can take that money, invest it in something like this that can actually help your career or help your college career and help you to achieve your dreams. So I think,
absolutely,
I mean, that's an investment in your future, and there's nothing better than that. Okay, I mean,
absolutely,
and I think you're doing some fantastic stuff, Victor, from 21 Blitz to Class X Sports to your foundation to Coach by Pros. I mean, you and I know you got some more stuff up your sleeve, you know, and we're going to touch on that another time, you know. But I want to thank you, man, for coming on the show. You give a lot of insight on a lot of things, and again, and I said it earlier, I'll say it again, that you are, you know, one of the class acts, okay, in professional sports. And bottom line, period, the end. And I know that you're going to be successful with all these projects that you're doing. And look, I'm honored to say that you and I, you know, we met in person. I think that, you know, we kind of connected fairly quickly, and I like that because I'm going to be able to see you take all these projects and make them blow up. And I love that because it's growth. It's like, all right, you know, this is, I mean, in America now, people forget how to start things from scratch and grow it. Okay, and you're doing that. So people should get inspired just by you taking something from nothing and making it into something like with 21 Blitz, your other projects. I think it's amazing.
Well, I appreciate it, man. And, you know, that's life, man. And I think if, you know, just like building the house, you know, you got to start from scratch.
Yep. And,
you know, but that finished product is, once you see it, it's like, wow, this is my baby. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what we have, man. We have a beginning product, but at the end of the day, it's going to be something special, man. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. You people go out there at classxsports.com, you know, VictorBGreen.com, you know, CoachByPros.com. I mean, just go out there and really support me support something that's positive, I don't think you guys will be disappointed.
No, and I don't think so either. And let me just repeat the websites. You want to go to VictorBGreen.com, go to ClassActSports.com, go to CoachByPros.com. Check out what the buzz is about. Check out what Victor Green, Mr. 21's about, and find out what he's doing, because he's actually invoking change, and he's opening up opportunities. He's looking out for the youth of this country through his certain projects and his foundation. You're just an amazing guy, Victor, and I do appreciate you coming on. And I want to have you on, down the road to get an update with all these projects, because I have a feeling with 21 Blitz we're going to be talking about it, and all of a sudden you're going to be super, super highly sophisticated at that time.
Well, that's right, man. I look forward to it, Louis. It's been a pleasure coming on your show, man. I'm really honored to have met you in New York, and like you said, you meet a lot of people, and everybody hey man, let's get together, and you don't hear from them anymore.
Yeah.
I knew that was something special with you and I, man, and we definitely clicked and connected at that point, and I'm glad that we was able to do this tonight, man. I look forward to coming on the show again. I look forward to updating you on all my different ventures, man, because they're gonna continue to prosper, and we're God believer, and they gonna do what they gonna do, because I got God behind me, man, and I just want the fans to understand that life is a process.
Mm-hmm.
Life is one step at a time, man, and I don't want to try to move too fast, and people they like to do that, man. So again, man, thank you. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate you letting me come into your world and find out about mine, and we're going to be friends for a long time.
I have no doubt about that, Victor. Thank you, and again, I'm honored to call you my friend, and I do urge all our listeners, again, check out VictorBGreen.com, check out ClassActSports.com, CoachByPros.com, and find out what the buzz is about. Definitely check out his foundation, doing great stuff for the kids. All right, and on that note, we'll be back with you on the UCW Radio Show with another great guest, Victor Green. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, man. Have a good night, brother.
Right.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.